Welcome to a corrective history of Neville Chamberlain. Was he an idiot or a genius? We will look beyond the simple narrative of failure to see the choices he truly faced. Chamberlain is remembered for one word: appeasement. It is often linked to weakness and naivete, but history rarely asks why he chose this path. Chamberlain inherited a nation exhausted and still bleeding from World War I. For Britain, war was not an abstraction. It was a devastating recent memory. He did not step into power during a time of strength. Britain's military was unprepared. Air defenses were incomplete, alliances were uncertain, and the RAF was still building strength. A secret report stated that even with immediate action, readiness wouldn't arrive until 1939. Chamberlain knew the danger, but doubted readiness. Appeasement is often described as a genuine belief in peace. The evidence suggests it was a strategy of delay, a triage to buy Britain time to rearm. This is where the story gets uncomfortable. Chamberlain chose negotiation, not because he believed peace would last, but because immediate war would have been catastrophic. His critics use hindsight. Chamberlain spoke from reality. Upon returning from Munich, Chamberlain held up a piece of paper, speaking of peace for our time. History froze him in that moment of apparent confidence. But that paper was not confidence, it was a calculation. Behind the scenes, Britain quietly accelerated rearmament, radar networks expanded, and aircraft production surged. Chamberlain didn't stop the war, but he delayed it, and that delay mattered immensely. By September 1939, Britain was ready. RAF fighter strength had surged, radar was operational, and the Spitfire was in mass production. None of this was possible in 1938. Chamberlain bought the time, Churchill spent it. When war inevitably came, Chamberlain resigned, and Churchill replaced him. History often simplifies this. One man failed, another saved the nation. But reality is rarely so clean. Churchill inherited a country that had been given time bought by Chamberlain at the cost of his own reputation. The fighters and the critical radar network were ordered and built under Chamberlain. The question remains, is leadership judged by intention or outcome alone? The story of Neville Chamberlain forces us to confront the luxury of hindsight. If appeasement delays a disaster, is it weakness or strategy? If a leader chooses the least terrible option in a terrible moment, do we call that failure or realism? Neville Chamberlain didn't misunderstand the threat, he understood the clock. History judged him harshly, failing to remember what time he was desperately buying. So what is the final word, idiot or genius? Now it's time to vote. Based on the evidence in this video, was Neville Chamberlain an idiot or a genius? Vote below and explain your reasoning.